Welcome to the wedding of Janakem and Shimenhoy. Little did they know, their journey down the aisle would be just the beginning of a wild roller coaster ride. The happy couple, oblivious to the chaos that awaited them, set off to celebrate their union with family and friends.
Shimenhoy, my love, it's our wedding night. Are you ready for some honeymoon fun?
Janakem, can we just cuddle for tonight? I mean, it's the cake. I must have eaten a lot of it, and now I feel awful. I mean, just for tonight.
It's a special day. We could do something at the very least, right? For starters.
I'm really sorry, my love, but it's my stomach. Tonight, I just don't feel comfortable. Can we just rest? But I promise you, we'll get into action really, really soon. Is that okay?
I think you're right. Anyway, it's not like we lack the time. We have all the time in the world. Maybe later?
Sure. My love, let's go for a stroll.
My love, let's go for a stroll.
It's already nighttime. I'm tired. Can we just call it a night?
Love me, please. Make me happy.
Will you stay here?
Make me sweat.
You be careful on your way home back, okay?
Okay.
Good morning, this is Dr. Ken of Quack Quack Diagnostics. Well, based on your laboratory report and physical examination, folks, I hate to break it to you, but medically speaking, everything's in working order. However, we did discover a very, very small issue.
Is it something we can fix? Like a magic potion or a growth spell?
Wait! What's wrong?
As the doctor
rare tropical
delivers the
disease?
news of
No,
Shimenhoy's
nothing like that.
mini-me.
It's just that Shimenhoy body, your manhood is quite small. And medically speaking, our diagnosis is microphallus.
Janakem tries to suppress her giggles,
That's what you're telling me. It's actually...
realizing that their marital problems might have a hilariously small solution. Their wedding day, filled with laughter and love, seems like a distant memory as Janakem and Shimenhoy navigate the ups and downs of married life.
first type of pleading is the complaint or the initiatory pleading. Comes now the petitioner Jenna Kem by counsel unto this honorable court respectfully alleges: Number 1, that the petitioner Jenna Kem, of legal age, Filipino citizen, with residence at Purok Kitchanova, Barangay Poblacion, Polomolok, South Cotabato, is the lawful spouse of the respondent Simin Huy, as evidenced by their marriage contract dated April 6, 2022, registered with the local civil registrar's office of General Santos City, a copy of which is hereto attached as Annex A and made an integral part hereof. Number 2, that the respondent Simin Huy, likewise of legal age, Chinese, with address at Soriano Subdivision, Barangay City Heights, General Santos City, is impleaded herein in his capacity as the spouse of the petitioner. Number 3, that the petitioner and the respondent have been married for 2 years, during which the petitioner has observed certain behaviors and actions of the respondent, giving rise to the present cause of action. Number 4, that the petitioner avers that the respondent is impotent and is a closet homosexual, evidenced by the respondent's refusal or failure to engage in normal marital relations, particularly his reluctance to show his genitalia to the petitioner, which is essential in the context of a spousal relationship. Number 5, that the petitioner further alleges that the respondent's behavior, such as using eyebrow pencils, lipsticks, and cleansing cream intended for feminine use, indicates tendencies contrary to the norms of masculinity expected in a marital relationship. Number 6, that the petitioner asserts that the respondent entered into the marriage with the petitioner, a Filipino citizen, not out of genuine marital affection, but rather with the ulterior motive of acquiring or maintaining his residency status in the Philippines, and to publicly maintain the appearance of a normal heterosexual man. Number 7, that despite repeated attempts by the petitioner to address the issues within the marital relationship, the respondent persistently refused to mend his ways, thus compelling the petitioner to seek redress from this honorable court. Wherefore, it is respectfully prayed of this honorable court that judgment be rendered in favor of the petitioner and against the respondent, ordering the following: A. Declaration of nullity of marriage between the petitioner and the respondent on the grounds of psychological incapacity and fraud. B. Dissolution of the absolute community of property between the petitioner and the respondent. C. Award of moral and exemplary damages, as well as attorney's fees and litigation expenses. And D. Such other reliefs as are just and equitable in the premises. Petitioner prays for other reliefs just and equitable under the premises.
The second type of pleading is the answer. Comes now the respondent, Simin Huy, by counsel unto this honorable court, respectfully submits this answer with affirmative defenses and counterclaim in response to the petition filed by the petitioner Jenna Kem as follows. Number 1. The respondent admits the allegations contained in paragraph 1 to 3 of the petition. The defenses are: Number 1. The respondent specifically denies the allegation in paragraph 4 of the petition. Contrary to the petitioner's claim, the respondent asserts that he is not impotent, nor is he a closet homosexual. The respondent avers that his reluctance to engage in sexual relations with the petitioner was due to the petitioner's own actions and behaviors, as detailed below. Number 2. The respondent denies the allegation in paragraph 5 of the petition. The respondent asserts that his use of certain personal care products, such as eyebrow pencils, lipsticks, and cleansing creams, does not reflect his sexual orientation or impotency. These actions are merely personal preferences and do not serve as evidence of psychological incapacity. Number 3. The respondent denies the allegation in paragraph 6 of the petition. The respondent entered into the marriage with the petitioner out of genuine affection and not for the purpose of acquiring or maintaining residency status in the Philippines. The respondent vehemently denies any fraudulent intent in entering into the marriage. The affirmative defenses are: Number 1. The respondent avers that the cause of action alleged by the petitioner is without merit, as the petitioner herself is at fault for the alleged issues within the marital relationship. Number 2, the respondent asserts that the petitioner's claim for annulment of marriage based on psychological incapacity should be dismissed as there is no valid ground for such annulment. The respondent is physically and psychologically capable of fulfilling his marital duties and responsibilities. Number 3, that the respondent further asserts that the alleged incapabilities or differences between the parties can be addressed and reconciled through counseling and other interventions. The respondent believes that the marriage can be saved and should not be annulled prematurely. Counterclaim. The respondent hereby asserts a counterclaim against the petitioner for damages arising from the filing of this baseless and malicious petition. The respondent has suffered mental anguish, embarrassment, and undue stress as a result of the unfounded allegations made by the petitioner. Wherefore, it is respectfully prayed of this honorable court that the judgment be rendered in favor of the respondent and against the petitioner, ordering the following: A. Dismissal of the petition for lack of merit. B. Award of damages in favor of the respondent for mental anguish, embarrassment, and undue stress. C. Such other reliefs as are just and equitable under the circumstances.
Your Honor, pursuant to Rule 6 of the Rules of Court, we are here to assert our client, Jenna Kem, who is claimed for annulment based on psychological incapacity as stated in the petition filed before this honorable court.
Your Honor, we contest the allegations outlined in the petition, and we would likewise present our defenses under the Rule 6 of the Rules of Court. We maintain that my client, Seaman Huy, is not psychologically incapacitated and has fulfilled his marital duties to the best of his abilities.
Your Honor, under Section 3 of Rule 6, the petition filed by my client clearly sets forth the causes of action, detailing the alleged failure of the respondent to perform his marital obligations due to psychological incapacity.
Objection, Your Honor. We refute the assertions made in the petition and invoke Section 5 of Rule Number 6 to assert our negative defenses. We deny the material facts alleged in the pleading of the claimant, which is essential to her cause of action.
Your Honor, we will present evidence and testimonies to substantiate the allegations outlined in our petition. We are confident that the evidence will substantiate the respondent's psychological incapacity and will warrant the annulment of marriage.
Before we promulgate the court's decision in this annulment case, we would like to take this chance to discuss the importance of Rule 6 kinds of pleadings under the rules of court in court proceedings. Rule 6 of our legal system is essential in shaping the course of litigation. It delineates the fundamental aspects of pleadings, serving as a roadmap for parties navigating the complexities of our legal system. Let's delve into the specifics of Rule 6. Section 1 defines pleadings as the written statements of the respective claims and defenses of the parties submitted to the court for appropriate judgment. Moving on to Section 2, this provision outlines the types of pleadings allowed in court proceedings. The claims of a party are asserted in a complaint, counterclaim, cross-claim, third, fourth, party complaint, or complaint in intervention. Section 3 highlights the importance of complaint, which is the pleading alleging the plaintiff's cause or causes of action. It must include the names and residences of the plaintiff and the defendant, or the petitioner and the respondent. Section 4 focuses on the answer, which is a pleading in which a defending party sets forth their defenses. These defenses may be negative, or affirmative, as outlined in Section 5. Let's not forget about counterclaims, addressed in Section 6. A counterclaim allows a defending party to assert any claim they may have against the opposing party. Sections 7 through 13 further elaborate on compulsory counterclaims, cross-claims, and procedures for bringing new parties into the proceedings. These provisions ensure that all relevant claims and defenses are properly addressed in court. And this basically are the significance of Rule 6, kinds of pleadings under the rules of court in court proceedings.
After the presentation of evidence by both parties in the active participation of the Office of the Solicitor General through the Public Prosecutor, without collusion of the parties, the court is ready to promulgate its judgment. Wherefore, the marriage between Shiminhoy and Jenakem is hereby declared void due to psychological incapacity of Shiminhoy.
I just want us to be happy, Shiminhoy.
I know Janakem, and I'm sorry. I really am.
Cause I'm past the point where I can amend. I don't love myself, but I can pretend. Repeated cycles in my head bringing me down. And I've been itching at the back of my head.
As their marriage unravels in court, the question lingers: who is to blame when a marriage fails? In the end, amidst the wreckage of broken vows, they each embark on separate journeys, seeking solace and redemption in their own way.
How long until the end? Cause I'm past the point where I can amend. I don't love myself, but I can pretend.